Hi, everybody. On today's session, I'd like to talk to you about the importance of consistency when it comes to your finances and to savings. It's a really important part, it's a really important thing to be able to do. It's the beginning of the year. We've probably, spent too much money over Christmas and New Year. The credit card bills are rolling in, and we're looking at it at the beginning of the year and we're going, oh my goodness, how am I going to get on top of this? How am I going to get this under control? And a lot of people start out at the beginning of the year with these great financial intentions, and then 2 to 3 months down the track, all of those best laid plans have gone astray. And that is why consistency is a really, really important part and a really important trait and characteristic to develop when you're trying to get your finances under control. And I think there are 4 or 5 really important steps to sort of think about. And the first one is to understand why. For me, the number one reason to saving is for me to understand why. Why am I saving? Because if you don't have a goal, you can't put a plan in place to be able to get there. So it's impossible to achieve. So why are you saving? For young people, it might be you're saving up for your first home. Some people might be saving up to take a holiday. Other people saving up to renovations, home extensions, all of those sorts of things. So number one, determine what it is that you want to achieve. Why am I doing this? Put your eye on your why. So that is number one. Number two is to pick your battle. So when it comes to getting your finances and savings under control, don't try and do too many things. It's like anything in life. If you're trying to do too many things at once, it's too difficult because our minds, our brains can't cope with that much change. So it's like New Year again, everybody overindulged at Christmas wanting to lose a few of those kilos. So it's like saying, I'm going to give up sugar, I'm going to start exercising, cut out alcohol, and I'm going to stop smoking. If you try and do all of those things at once, you're very likely to fail. So my suggestion to you, in order to help your consistency, is to pick one thing around your finances. So it might be, and a really great way to start is to say, I'm going to devise a budget and I'm going to stick to it. Don't worry about anything else. Just pick your strategy, whatever it is, so that you can just focus on that one thing. Then the next important step is to make sure that you are scheduling it. Like, you've got to prioritize that particular task. If, for example, you're wanting to understand where your money goes, like you're looking at your expenses, you're looking at how much money you spend, and you're thinking, okay, well, I spend X, Y, Z amount of dollars, but I actually earn more than what I'm spending, which is what you would hope you would be doing. But I can't figure out where all my money goes because at the end of the month, I have nothing left. Where's all my money going? So one small task that I recommend people do to start understanding where their money goes is every morning, wake up, and the first thing that you should do in the morning as you're having a cup of coffee is to go into your banking app and look at everything that you spent money on the day before. You will be amazed at how much money you waste, and then you'll start seeing how much money is spent on some of those repetitive items that you are purchasing. Every day it might work out that you're spending $10, $12 on lunches. So you start to get an understanding of where your money goes. And then over the long term, you can go, okay, well, I'm actually spending $200 to $300 a month on lunches. So I'm going to start taking my lunch from home. But you won't understand that unless you prioritize that schedule and you make sure that you do it every single day. Unless you prioritize it, it will be not important to you and you won't do it. The other step 4 is really an important one and probably a difficult one to do. And it's all about ignoring your feelings. And again, I go back to, budgeting is one, but impulse buying can be another one. Beginning of the year is a great time to set your financial goals, and then along with your goal is a plan to get there. And a part of that plan could be a budget. And I recommend that everybody has a budget. But let's be honest, budgets are not exactly exciting and don't set the world on fire. So what you need to do is to ignore those feelings of, oh, this is boring, I don't want to do it, I can't be bothered. You have to learn to ignore the feelings and push through and make yourself do it. It's kind of like going to the gym, any of those things where they start out to be chores and tasks until you do them repeatedly enough that they end up becoming a habit. So once you start devising a budget and then making sure that you do it every single month, or probably every single week is even better, over time, that will just become second nature. So push through those feelings of boredom or I don't want to do it and make sure that you stick to that schedule. And lastly, step 5, I would recommend making sure that if you fall off the horse, don't be afraid to get back on. We're human beings, and of course we're going to fail at things that we start out. But don't let it be a reason for you not to get back on track again. So if you find that, again, I go back to budgeting, if you find that you're not doing your budgeting or you've stopped it for a couple of weeks, don't let that be a deterrent and thinking, oh my goodness, it's, I haven't done it for 2 weeks, so it's not going to work, it's all over. No, go back and get back on track and get back on that horse. Don't think that just because you failed once, that means that it's going to be a permanent failure. So they would be the 5 steps that I would recommend to help you gain consistency in getting your finances in order at the beginning of this year. Thanks.